Shell, dear, I need to order some of that shiny coat shampoo for my darling Priscilla. Oh, and by the way, is it true your mother's gotten Steven Spielberg to direct the Fox Hollow Players' fall production? My hand paused in midair, and I nearly dropped the pencil I was holding. The woman at my counter was Minerva Sparks, assistant librarian at the Fox Hollow Library. She was also a good customer of Urban Tales, the pet shop I'd inherited from my late Aunt Tilly. I knew Minerva had a reputation as a notorious gossip, but this tidbit really floored me. I don't think so, I stammered. Where in the world did you hear that? Her fingers fiddled with the package of catnip balls on the counter. Oh, Jessie Longacre heard it from Sally Peabody, who heard it from Viola Kaisis. Viola said Garrett told Angelina Monroe Clarissa landed a big-name director for the production of Our Town. She didn't mention a name, but what name's bigger than Spielberg, really? And I haven't heard he's got anything new coming out now. My mother hasn't mentioned anything about that to me, I said. And that was the truth. She hadn't said a word about finding any director, let alone Spielberg, when I'd spoken to her over a week ago. I should mention that my mother and I have never been particularly close, most likely due in part to my career choices over the past few years. In my previous life in L.A., I'd been Shell Marlowe, the star of Spy Anyone, a popular cable TV show about two married spies. Needless to say, that career choice didn't sit well with my mother, a classically trained Shakespearean actress. When the show was canceled, I wasn't certain what my future held. But then fate stepped in. My Aunt Tilly died, and not only left me her Victorian mansion, but her pet shop business as well. I wasted no time in relocating to Fox Hollow, Connecticut, and taking back my real name of Shell McMillan. My mother hadn't been crazy about my work on the spy show, and she was even less thrilled with my running a pet shop. No one had been more surprised than me, though, when she'd showed up at the shop's grand opening to support her daughter, and the shocks just kept on coming. Not only had she volunteered to take on the role of temporary theatrical manager for the Fox Hollow Players, she'd become a silent partner in Secondhand Sue's, the antique shop owned by my friend Sue Bloodgood. I'd considered backing Sue as well, but you know the old saying, you snooze, you lose. And there was no way in hell I was going into any sort of business venture with my mother.